Across America, massive lots holding hundreds of thousands of brand new, unsold vehicles sit deteriorating in the elements because manufacturers continue producing more cars than consumers will buy, creating a hidden crisis where perfectly good SUVs and trucks lose thousands of dollars in value before ever being driven. According to automotive industry data and dealer inventory reports, over 2 million unsold new vehicles accumulate at overflow storage facilities, port holding areas, and converted airport lots where they sit for months or years exposed to weather, developing paint oxidation, tire flat spots, dead batteries, dried rubber seals, and mechanical problems that dealers must repair before sale. The practice of overproduction is so severe that manufacturers resort to massive incentives, employee pricing programs, and below invoice sales just to move aging inventory, yet they continue building vehicles at rates exceeding demand. Satellite imagery reveals these vehicle graveyards near every major manufacturing hub and port, with some lots holding over 10,000 vehicles worth hundreds of millions of dollars depreciating daily. The most shocking part is that consumers buying these aged new vehicles often have no idea their brand new car sat outside for 18 months, accumulating damage that warranty coverage may not address. Keep watching, because I'm going to show you the documented evidence of these storage lots, explain why overproduction continues despite obvious financial losses, what happens to vehicles that sit too long, how to identify if the new car you're buying has been sitting, and why this practice might actually benefit smart buyers who know what to look for. Hey, if you like this kind of straight-to-the-point content with no BS, help me out here. Subscribe to the channel right now. It takes 2 seconds and guarantees you won't miss any tips that could save you some serious cash. Let me start by explaining the scale of unsold vehicle inventory and why these storage facilities exist. The automotive industry operates on a production model where manufacturers build vehicles based on projected demand months in advance, then ship them to dealer lots where they hope to sell them. When actual demand falls short of projections due to economic conditions, changing consumer preferences, or overestimation, excess inventory accumulates. Rather than slowing production, which would require expensive factory retooling and worker layoffs, manufacturers continue building vehicles and store them at overflow facilities. According to automotive industry analysts and dealer inventory tracking services, at any given time, approximately 2 to 3 million new unsold vehicles exist in the United States distribution pipeline. This includes vehicles on dealer lots, in transit, and most significantly in long-term storage at dedicated holding facilities. These facilities exist near major ports where imported vehicles arrive, near manufacturing plants, and at converted locations like closed military bases and decommissioned airports that provide vast paved areas. Satellite imagery from Google Earth and commercial satellite services clearly shows these lots. Near Port of Los Angeles and Long Beach, massive vehicle storage areas hold imported vehicles waiting for dealer allocation. Near Detroit manufacturing facilities, overflow lots store domestically produced vehicles. In the Midwest, former military installations and small regional airports have been converted to vehicle storage, with aerial photos showing precise rows of thousands of identical vehicles. The most dramatic examples appear during economic downturns or model transitions when certain vehicle types fall out of favor. During the COVID pandemic, semiconductor shortages actually reduced this inventory temporarily, but as production resumed, the lots filled again. Industry publications like Automotive News document dealer inventory levels regularly. Normal dealer inventory is considered to be 60 to 70 days supply, meaning the vehicles on dealer lots would sell out in 2 to 3 months at current sales rates. However, during periods of overproduction, this can balloon to 90 to 120 days supply or more, indicating severe oversupply. And when dealer lots fill beyond capacity, manufacturers resort to storage facilities. These stored vehicles are fully finished, ready to sell vehicles, not works in progress. They have VINs, full manufacturer warranties, and are legally new vehicles. They simply await buyer demand. Now let me explain what happens to vehicles during extended storage and why this matters to consumers. Vehicles are designed to be driven regularly, not to sit stationary for months or years. Extended storage causes specific deterioration. Battery degradation occurs first. Modern vehicles have parasitic electrical draws from computers and security systems that slowly drain batteries even when parked. After 3 to 6 months, batteries lose significant capacity or die completely. Dealers must recharge or replace batteries before delivery, but the damage to battery life is done. Tire flat spotting develops when tires sit in one position under vehicle weight for extended periods. The contact patch deforms, creating a flat spot that causes vibration when driving. Severe cases require new tires. Paint oxidation and contamination happen from sun exposure, acid rain, industrial fallout, and tree sap or bird droppings. Clear coat can begin failing, requiring paint correction or, in severe cases, repainting. Rubber seals dry out from UV exposure and temperature cycling. Door seals, window seals, and weather stripping become brittle and crack, leading to water leaks and wind noise. These seals are expensive to replace across the entire vehicle. Brake rotor surface rust develops from moisture exposure. While surface rust often clears with initial driving, severe cases can cause pulsation or require rotor replacement. Interior deterioration occurs if vehicles aren't properly sealed. Moisture can enter, causing mildew and musty odors. Dashboard and interior plastics can fade or crack from sun exposure through windows. Fluid degradation happens over time, even without driving. Engine oil, brake fluid, and coolant can absorb moisture or begin breaking down, though this is less severe than the other issues. The severity depends on storage duration and conditions. Vehicles stored under cover in climate-controlled facilities fare much better than those sitting uncovered in desert sun or northern winters. However, most overflow storage is outdoor uncovered parking due to the sheer volume and cost of covered storage. Manufacturers and dealers are aware of these problems and typically perform pre-delivery inspection and service on aged inventory, replacing batteries, detailing paint, and addressing obvious issues. However, they may not catch everything. And some damage like UV, degraded rubber, or paint clear coat beginning to fail won't manifest immediately. Here's why manufacturers continue this practice despite the obvious costs. First, keeping production lines running is cheaper than shutting them down. Auto manufacturing requires massive investment in tooling, equipment, and trained workers. Stopping production for even weeks requires careful shutdown procedures, and restarting incurs significant costs. Maintaining continuous production, even if building excess inventory, spreads fixed costs across more units, reducing per vehicle manufacturing cost. Second, labor contracts often make it difficult to lay off workers temporarily. Union agreements may require paying workers even during shutdowns, making it cheaper to keep producing. Third, manufacturers use incentives and financing to move aged inventory. You've seen 0% financing, cash rebates, and employee pricing sales. These aggressive incentives are designed to clear aging inventory. A manufacturer might lose $2,000 per vehicle in incentives, but that's better than scrapping a $40,000 vehicle. Fourth, some aged inventory eventually gets sold to fleet buyers, rental companies, or exported to other markets at deep discounts. The vehicles don't go to waste, but they don't achieve full profit margins either. Now let me explain how to identify if a new vehicle you're considering has been sitting and what to do about it. Check the manufacturer date on the vehicle. This is printed on a sticker inside the driver's door jamb. If the manufacturer date is more than 6 months before your purchase date, the vehicle has been sitting. Ask the dealer directly how long they've had the vehicle. Check the battery date code. Batteries have date stamps. If the battery is significantly older than the vehicle or has been replaced, that's a sign of extended storage. Inspect tires carefully for flat spots, cracking, or date codes showing they're older than the vehicle should be. Look for paint defects, oxidation, or areas where clear coat appears dull or failing. Check all rubber seals for suppleness. Brittle or cracked seals indicate UV damage. Test drive thoroughly, listening for any unusual noises or vibrations that might indicate tire or brake issues. If you identify a vehicle that's been sitting, you have negotiating leverage. These aged units are liability for dealers who pay floor plan financing costs monthly. They're motivated to move them. You can often negotiate better prices on aged inventory, but make sure the dealer performs thorough pre-delivery service, including battery replacement, tire inspection, full detail, and addressing any storage-related issues. Get these commitments in writing. Some buyers actually prefer slightly aged inventory because the initial quality control issues have been identified and corrected during dealer prep, and you're getting better pricing. However, you need to be aware and protect yourself. So here's the bottom line. Massive vehicle storage lots holding hundreds of thousands of unsold new vehicles exist across America due to overproduction. Vehicles sitting for months or years develop battery, tire, paint, seal, and brake problems before ever being sold. Manufacturers continue this practice because continuous production is cheaper than shutdowns. Consumers buying these vehicles often don't realize their new car has been sitting. You can identify aged inventory by checking manufacture dates, inspecting for storage damage, and asking direct questions. Use this knowledge as negotiating leverage to get better pricing and ensure proper pre-delivery service. The vehicle graveyard phenomenon is real, documented, and affects hundreds of thousands of vehicles annually.